sitting across if you're sitting right next to a big rabbi, you're going to do everything perfect. That's not the challenge. The challenge is when he's behind the scenes and you don't see him. How do you act? How do you act? Do you act as if he's still there? I told you many times it's a scary thing. When Yosef was about to sin with Eshet Potiphar, the wife of Potiphar, she enticed him so much. He came into the room. He sat on the bed. She removed his jacket. And so she removes the jacket and she throws it on the floor, covering something. So he says, "What did you just do? What did you throw it there for?" So she says, "It's not nice." He says, "What's not nice?" She says, "The idol, he's sitting there, is not nice. He's going to look at us." So he said, "Wait a minute, hold on. What did you say? The idol is sitting on the floor, not nice." He said, "How can I even sin with this person? Hashem is looking at us, it's not nice. The idol's looking at us, not nice." So Yosef right away, he became back to himself and ran out of the room. But sometimes, that's how sometimes a person acts. He hides himself from the idol. There's Chazal that say he hides himself from a dog. Certain sins that he wouldn't commit in front of a dog. And if HaKadosh Baruch Hu was standing there, amen, he acts as if he's not there. That again, this is the pasuk, Shiviti Hashem lenegdi tamid. I put God in front of me all the time. Okay? So, Hashem put a constriction. He moved himself back. How did he move himself back? He created the world, but he didn't show you that he created the world. He left you a message, but he didn't sign the letter. You got to figure out, is he there or not there? You got to figure out, how much is he there? We know the answer is 100%, right? We know that he's the one signing the letter. But it's not so simple. Because when you're faced with a situation, a difficult situation, it's not so easy to say, who just signed that situation to me? Who just gave me that situation? Was it God? Do I associate it to God? Or do I associate it to the government? To another person who bothered me? To anything else but God? How do I associate the situation? This concept is brought down in the letters. The letters are what's called tzimtzum. The letters are a constriction. How do you formulate a message to somebody? You have to have words. To have words, you have to have letters. You want to relate a concept. I'm relating a concept to you. I'm dressing the concept up into letters. The letters become words, the words become sentences, and the sentences become related to you. So we see that the letters are the beginning of what I'm thinking about. How I'm going to convey it to you, I'm dressing it into a letter. I'm putting the letters and the words together, and I'm saying it to you. These par dinin take form of both of what I told you, of both of these types of dinin. They are the difficult dinin that come down in the world. Meaning, when Haman makes a decree, when Hitler makes a decree, when any of these Rashaim make a decree, they're coming from this place, par dinin. So, we need to know how to fix them. How to get rid of them. How do you cut off the sustenance? Cut off the pipelines. So, I want you to do another gematria. Okay? I want you to take the word din, which is spelled Dalet is 4, Yud is 10, and Nun is 50. How much is it? 64. Okay. So in each one, I told you there's 4. Mansapach, and they're all din. Mem is a din, Nun is a din, Tzadi is a din, Pei is a din, and Chaf is a din. So do 64 times 5.
320.
320. Midat Adin is scary. Midat Adin means that we're lacking the ability to see Hashem. So what do you need to do? You're going to take an Aleph. Take an Aleph. And I told you what's the secret of the Aleph? We know the Aleph is comprised of 3 letters. A Yud, a Vav, and a Yud. That's good. But what is the true power of the Aleph? Aleph itself represents HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? Because he is Yechud. He is the singular. But it also represents the connection between Chokhmah from upstairs, wisdom from upstairs, and chokhmah from downstairs. And there's a way that you connect them. It's a vav. So again, take your yod, which is godly wisdom. We can't comprehend it, right? Bring it through a vav. A vav, if you look, it looks like a pipeline, right? It's a pipeline. Bring it down the pipeline, and it comes to us in a manner that we can understand it. This is the secret of an Aleph. An Aleph is God saying, hey, you have the ability to understand. Look deep inside. I gave you the material. I want you to understand it. So take an Aleph, and you're going to add it to each one of these par. So you're adding it into a mem. You're adding it to the nun. You're adding it to the tzad. You're adding it to the pei, the chaf. This might sound very foreign to you, but in a minute it's going to sound very, very familiar to you. So an Aleph is one, right? So I add one, and one, and one, and one, and one. That's 5, right? So instead of paradinim, I all of a sudden have para. Para. Maybe you heard of the para aduma. Now you're going to start understanding where is this para aduma coming from. Who is this concept, para aduma? A red heifer. What are you talking about? The whole idea of para aduma, why are they called para aduma? Because it's called para based on the concept that you took dinim, you took strict judgments, and you were able to sweeten them. You added an aleph to them. The concept, whenever you hear someone saying, add an aleph, do an aleph. Maybe you heard someone say a different language. Maybe you heard someone say, do another mitzvah. What's another mitzvah? One more mitzvah. Do an aleph. Do an aleph. Keep doing alephs. Because if you keep going to do another one and another one, you're going to start seeing a Kadosh Baruch Hu. You're going to take the chokhmah from upstairs, bring it down a pipeline, and you're going to have it in your hand, another chokhmah. That's yud, vav, and yud.
Like benching after you eat?
Anything you do.
That should be like a statement.
No, look. Every mitzvah, the purpose of a mitzvah is to further your relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's all it is there for. That's why if we leave a mitzvah just as a regular mitzvah, just as a lulav is a lulav, a pesach is a pesach, a megillah, kref megillah is just a megillah, we miss the boat. So I told you it's like a guf bli neshama. A mitzvah has a guf, and a mitzvah has a neshama. The guf of the mitzvah is the action. What's the neshama of the mitzvah? Your machshava, your heart. If your heart is in the mitzvah, you made it alive. If your heart's not in the mitzvah, so you did the action. Chazak Baruch. But what do you have? Just a goof. If you have a goof with no neshama, is it alive? No. That's what they say by tefillah. Tefillah bli kavana, ke goof bli neshama. It's like a body without a soul. If you're saying words and you don't know what you're saying about, you don't have any feeling to it. So it's like a body without neshama. So we have the word that we relate to Kadosh Baruch Hu in this world, right? We know that Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Gemara says that he's written in the letters Yud Kei Vav Kei. But how do we pronounce that? We don't pronounce that name, right? We say Adonai, right? That's the way we relate to Kadosh Baruch Hu. Why is that? What is this? So it's going to be very clear now. Adonai, Aleph, Daled, Nun, Yud, has both concepts, what I just told you about. It has the letters Daled, Yud, Nun, which is Din. And how do you mamtik the Din? How do you sweeten it? With the Aleph. So whenever you're saying Hashem, Adonai, you're saying, wow, I took a concept that I couldn't comprehend it, and I just added an Aleph to it. I made an ability to see it with clarity. That's Adonai. Maybe this will tell you why you start Shemona Esrei in the way that you start Shemona Esrei. What word do you start Shemona Esrei with? Adonai Sifatai Tiftach. Adonai. Everything that I'm going to see in my life is Din. Because I don't understand it. You can't understand it. You're only here for half the story. Even if a person lives 120 years, he didn't see what was before, he didn't see what's going to be after. He's only living in this time zone. That's why it's called Din. It's a hardship, and now this should combine both ideas. The hardship, the midat adin, the gzerah, the decrees, the evil decrees, they're only evil decrees because we're seeing it only in this concept, only in this time frame. If you could see what was before and what was after as the results of this decree, you would understand that this is actually the best thing that could happen in this moment. Even though it seems that it's not. But it's only deen so long as you leave it as a mitat deen. If you put an aleph in front of it, you've just been what's called mamtik tadin. You just sweeten judgments. It's an amazing concept. So this mansapach, we're going to exit the mansapach realm in a minute. But this mansapach, I told you, is par dinim. You have what's called par dinim upstairs. You have these letters upstairs, and you also have physical manifestations of these letters downstairs, right? Like I told you, everything down here, every physical body down here is composed of letters. Where are the letters rooted? Upstairs. So everything down here, for example, if a person's driving down the street and he hits, God forbid, a pothole, the pothole itself is comprised of letters. If one of those letters would have moved out of the way, it would be something else. It wouldn't be a pothole. It's only a pothole because the letters that comprise of the pothole make it a pothole. If a person is like we said, so if a person changes the letters around, he's able to change the physical characteristic of the body. So that means that the physical body, is a manifestation. It's what you see. It's because that's the way the letters are configured upstairs. So if you would move the letters one way or another, you change the whole construction. This is why when Amalek did what they did, what did Amalek say? What we said, Amalek split the name of God, right? Ki yad al case yah. When they split God's name right there, it's not that they physically just split it. In whatever they did, in the concept that they did, they caused a separation down here. Because when the names are not physically in the order that they need to be in, and look, it might sound like a game, like we're just erasing one letter and moving one letter, but we're moving the letters with our actions. That's why you need machshava. You need to know what you're doing. You need to know that you're moving things upstairs. You need to know that you're moving and reconfiguring. But you also need to know that it doesn't just happen automatically. It happens through your actions. Your actions are going to move the letters in the right spots. There's trying to figure out where we can go next, because so I do also just want to add, just for your FYI, this is I told you there's par upstairs and there's par down here. So what's the 280 and 280?
560.
560? Excuse me, not 280. 285, right? Para. Sorry, para. We don't want it as judgments, right? We want to sweeten them. Para. So para and para, 285 and 285, so we're at 270, right? 670, right? 570. Running around. 570.
770.
880.
So 570. So
1,000. Aleph also means 1,000.
Aleph, aluf, right? So
And also, it could also mean infinity.
right. So did you ever notice in the Shemona Esrei you have a bracha? It's called Teka'ah b'shofar gadol lechirotenu. What's the letters Teka'ah? Taf 400, Quf 100, and Ayin 70. What's that? 570. You're referring in that bracha Teka'ah b'shofar gadol lechirotenu. You want to know how the Geula comes? You need to be mamtik dinim upstairs and be mamtik dinim down here. That's taqaba shofar. That's just for your information. That's not what we're talking about anyway now. But
when Moshiach comes, they said all over the world they hear.
you're going to hear. That's why it's
Yeah,
that's why it's called,
you know,
that's why it's shofar.
When we play that shofar,
Right.
that basically is a shofar of Isaac Avinu, that he want to like slaughter the